Good evening. Good evening to the team that gets it clean. How are you all this evening? I hope everybody is doing well, taking care of yourselves. We had rainstorms here and some flooding, and so today has been a little hectic. But I'm glad to be on tonight to share with you all the view from my window, Thursday Thoughts with Sharon Green Golden. So tonight it's not academic. It's a little bit about soul searching. I've been reading where different technicians from all over the United States are writing things, posting things on social media about how they feel bad about working in sterile processing. They're sad that everybody's not working the way that they want to work. People are not as passionate as they are. I don't know if this is where I need to be. I found that a little disheartening because at this time we're trying to get people to join the profession of sterile processing. We're trying to grow a group that is very important in the field, not only of sterilization, but in hospital maintenance of cleaning instruments. And so I cannot, some young people would say, maybe they're old now, wrap my head around I don't know if this is for me because everyone isn't as passionate as I am and I can't fix everything and sterile processing needs to be fixed. I challenge you to tell me what in this world doesn't need to be fixed. Every profession has something that needs to be fixed. We're not all able to fix everything at the same time. You have to look at it like this. How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. So I dare say that if you are as passionate as you think you are, and if you are a change maker and a fixer, as some people say they are, then you fix what you can and you stay and make sure that stays fixed and you move to the next item. Now, passion comes from, number one, not just knowing what to do, but really liking what to do. One of the great rewards I have is being blessed to work my passion. Some people work 40 years in a job that they hate. And I think that's very disheartening because to go to a job for 40 years and you didn't like it, it's just got to be terrible. There's not enough money in the world to make me go to a job that I hate and go every day for 40 years. So if sterile processing is not your passion, then I dare say you need to figure out who you are, what you are, and where you need to be. Because, see, we need people, not really passion, but we need people who are happy with the profession that they're in. Our patients deserve our undisputed attention to detail. They don't need us in the department bemoaning, I don't know if this is where I need to be. I don't know why Sharon doesn't like to do what I like to do. That's not why you're there. You know, I have the pleasure of working in an atmosphere where they allow us to say words like ministry and passion and mission. So I don't work for free, but I'm blessed to work my passion, which happens to be part of my mission. I'm secure in who I am. I know my purpose. I didn't start out in sterile processing. I started out as a CNA in the hospital, in high school and straight out of high school. My first job happened to have been working at a hamburger joint, which at that time I thought was my passion. I was so happy to be working at that little hamburger joint, getting the hamburgers. They were, I think you call them White Castles, crystal burgers, little square burgers. And they were paying me. I think I started off making $2 an hour, and you couldn't tell me I wasn't making some money. And you couldn't tell me every time I went to work happy, because you know what? They paid me $2 an hour, and I got free meals. And I really like those hamburgers. And so I thought this is where I need to be. This is working for me. And I always wanted to take care of people. So working at the hamburger joint and working at the hospital, my two passions. And I still love patient care. But I found that patient care and I, with the new group of people coming out, wasn't going to work together. I believe in taking care of patients, and I wasn't always working with people who believed as I did. But I worked that job the best I could until I found something else. So once I went to sterile processing and I did my research, I did my due diligence to learn what it was about. And I liked it. I started off materials management. I was a operating room OR technician. I just worked my way around until I found something that I really could get my teeth into and really like. And I was mostly concerned about the product I was putting out. I always was concerned about the patients I was helping and how happy I was going to work every day. Because I have always believed that anything I do matters. When I was at the hamburger joint, you couldn't tell me it didn't matter. I could cook those crystal burgers with the best of any of them. I was very particular that my burger bread wasn't soggy with the hamburger. They taught me how to do it right, and I didn't sidestep. I didn't make shortcuts. I did it the way I was taught. And I made the hamburgers for my customers the way I wanted them to make the hamburger for me. When I go by there today, every once in a while, I'll go when I'm at home to get a crystal burger. I'm very particular about how that crystal burger ought to look, taste, and feel. And I demand that because I know it can be done. Well, in sterile processing, we do a job that people still today have no idea that we exist. I put that on the table. You're absolutely right. And some people that work with us, it's just a job. It's just a check. It's just a check. And that's all they're there for. But I don't let that deter me from doing what's right with my mission, my ministry, my passion. So I could care less about if everybody's getting on the bus with me, as long as I'm on the bus and I know where we're going. So I just have been reading different things about people saying they might have to leave the profession. It's disappointing to see the field. And I'm trying to encourage these people to stay. If this is your passion, why would you allow somebody to run you away from your passion? My friend Sharon Combs has a book and a session out. She calls it Hold Your Form. I think you have to hold your form. I think we spend too much time trying to hold other people's form. Do you know what your form is? Do you know why you're in sterile processing other than a CHECK? See, this requires your introspection of yourself, not of everybody else. Now, I try to motivate and mentor people that are in the field to do what's right and to do the job right every time. But every once in a while, I come up on somebody that this is not where they want to be. This is not what they want to do. They're just here. It's a place mark. It's a place marker until they get to something else. So I was trying to help a young person along with this. And then I read something else about people saying, I go through seasons, asking myself, why I am here and why isn't everybody doing what they need to do. I think that sterile processing is one of the best places to work. I'm sitting here trying to figure out how to get other people, younger people, to come into the field. And I try to lure them into the field with, you don't have to stay in sterile processing as a sterile processing tech. You can always use this as your steps to higher ground. Back in the day, we watched the show with George Jefferson. The song said, moving on up. You can always move on up. That's your decision. So after this commercial, we're going to come back and talk a little bit more about passion, what it's like in sterile processing, and why, if this is what you like, you would downplay it, down talk it, make it sound like it's a bad place to be. Right after the commercial. To the team that gets it clean, we're just being transparent tonight. Okay, we're back. So I just wonder, this is just me being transparent about what I've been reading. It's not the first time. I've read it for the last few months. It's been kind of deep and heavy with people saying, I don't know if I can work at SPD. The people in there don't know what they're doing. Everybody's not doing the job right. Are you doing the job right? You see, we have to be accountable for our actions. Hi, Trey. We have to be accountable for our actions, not everybody else's. See, if you're busy tending to my actions, your actions have to be questionable, right? Someone wrote down, how can you help someone find the spark again for the profession? What are some tips you could share? First of all, if you are a professional, this is what you chose to do. Did nobody tie you up and throw you in there, I hope. This is what you chose to do. And it's kind of like anything else in life. You made a choice. And it wasn't a team choice. It's not football. This is not soccer. You made a choice that this is what you wanted to do. You took the course or you went and learned whatever it was. And when you finished, you said, this is what I want to do. Some of us, most of us, I hope, are certified. We went and got certified. We sat down and took a national board and passed it. And we came back to work. And then somehow we got disheartened. A lot of the disheartenness, Arlene, is due to, I have found in reading, and if I'm wrong, somebody correct me, it's all around money. And I will tell you, I like money like anybody else. But my passion, I can do for free. Now, I don't work for free. But what I'm trying to tell you is that this is what I like to do. And nobody can take that spark away for the profession. Now, for the group of people I work with, which I think is usually the problem. My spark may be dampened, not the profession, not what I learned to do in sterile processing, not the cleaning, the assembly, the packing, the processing of instruments for patient care. That spark shouldn't have gone anywhere. But now, if I'm working with a bunch of people that are Debbie Downers, that might make me feel a little bad about it. But you see, you have to be strong enough in what you are and who you are to stand up and say, I don't care how sad you all are about this job. This is what I do. This is my passion. This is my profession. And I will not let you allow me to do substandard work, to be in here moping around, not paying attention to what I'm doing because you're not happy. But what I will say as an adult to an adult, Arlene, is that if you're not happy, maybe you should be trying to, find something that you like. Is there anything else you like? Because if we're all sad in this profession, we're not doing a good job. I try to motivate people, Arlene, to want to do their best with what they have. I have motivated people over the years to not stay in sterile processing. I'm telling you to move on up, who have become CSTs, who have become RNs. I've met people who started off in sterile processing who are CNOs today, who are physicians today. Their work started in sterile processing. So what can you do to keep people happy about staying is you try to, number one, find out, do they know why they're there? When I bring them in for a PDP, I ask the question, why are you here? And I don't want to hear it's for the check. Why do you come every day? What motivates you besides the check to get up every day and come to work? And some people say, well, I like what I do. Some people say, I like what I do and I like the people I work with. Some people say, I like what I do, but I don't like the people I work with. I take all of that into consideration. And I ask the question, what can you do since you've seen everything that is bad about the profession? Tell me some pointers you have to make it better. Because I truly believe, Arlene, that people should come in. If you got the problem, you should be coming, and you're talking so big and bold, you should be coming with a couple of things that could be a solution. Because if you don't have a solution or you're not thinking solution, you're part of the problem. Bottom line. So everything that's wrong in sterile processing all over the world. You got that down pat. Then you should have a solution. It's kind of like when your children come to you and tell you that they know everything. We know they don't know everything, but when you're 15, 14, 15, 16, 17, you think you know everything. You think you've been here before. And your parents sit there and say, no, baby, you don't know. And they tell you, yeah, we do. Eventually they find out they don't know anything. So I say in the profession, do we, number one, know what the profession is? Because I have found people talking and you really don't know what the profession is. You really don't know what it means to be a professional. You just know what it means to be a worker. So see, professionals are very specific. They pay attention to detail. And so if I'm so sad about where it is I'm working, because nobody recognizes me, recognizes us, act like we don't exist. I know I exist. I don't need anybody to tell me that I exist. I know what I do for a living. I know how well I do it. No one has to tell me that, because I know every day when I get up and go into that hospital for 8 or more hours that I am going to give 110% because I work for the patient. That's my passion, to make sure that all patients get their instruments processed correctly. That's my passion, because I've been the patient, will be the patient, have been the patient, and I know what patients deserve. And I know that if I found that if any one of the steps was missed as a patient, I would be suing like everybody else. So I want to give the same standard of work to the patient that I would like to deserve. This is my passion. And nobody can deter me from that. Nobody can deter me from that. And so I'm as to the team that gets it clean. We work hard every day. We've worked so hard over the years to bring light and knowledge to what we do, to let people know that we are, as our slogan was, instrumental to patient care. Key on instruments, instrumental to patient care. When I did the Today Show back in 2012, and I was touting how important it is that we do our job, and I talked about the fact that we need to be certified. I talked about the fact that we need the recognition. You have to fight some battles for a while before you win. Now, we know that some battles we don't win, as we just left Afghanistan after 20 years. They say we lost and we didn't win nothing. So maybe we should have left sooner. We should have cut our losses and left. So I say to you that if the passion is not there, then maybe you should cut your losses and leave. Don't beat down my profession. Don't beat down what I spend time every day doing my best work for. I work with a team of people that do their best work. They don't always get it, but they're trying to do their best work. On the way out, don't beat anybody else down. Question here is, do you think colleagues recognize that some of the displeasure is often stirred up intentionally for the gain of stir? Oh, I think that people don't always understand that. I say it's all in the presentation, and motivation. My question always is, when someone brings me a bone, and a bone is what I call stirring up trouble. When they bring me a bone, my question is, one, you don't like me? Two, why do you want me to be unhappy? Three, what's your motivation for this mess that you're stirring up? What are we going to get out of this mess you're stirring up? You're going to get attention? Are you needing attention? And I don't bite. See, what happens is we bite. When you ask somebody, why do you want me to be sad today? Why'd you bring that to me? When you say, what's your motivation for causing this trouble today? I guarantee you they will back off. Especially when they're trying to stir up stuff to bring attention to themselves. So you don't have to give up your passion. You just have to know how to react to the confusion. And you don't always have to fight. You don't have to talk loud. You don't have to cuss nobody out. You just say, hey, what's your motivation for wanting me to be sad today? I came in this morning. I was happy. We got 62 surgical cases. I'm scheduled in decon. I'm on my way to get over there and get my PPE on, put my music on, and do my best work following instructions for use. Why are you trying to trip me up? And you look them in the eye and you ask them. And usually, I'm going to say usually, if they, got good sense and intelligent, they don't want to talk to you anymore today. They move on to somebody else. Because they're just there to cause confusion. And I don't like anybody presenting me anything on a garbage can top. It's like putting my dinner on the garbage can top. I think I watched the Cosby Show one time, and it's where the daughter brought the fiance in, and she didn't do it correctly. And they didn't understand. She and the fiance didn't understand why the family didn't like him. And the dad said, it's not anything to do about like, it's all in the presentation. You brought him in like he was a piece of garbage. We're treating him like he's a piece of garbage. That's how you gave him to us. So sometimes it's all in the presentation. If you present happiness and joy, you get happiness and joy for the most part. It's kind of hard for somebody to be in there cussing and fussing with themselves. You need to send them to EAP. So for the most part, if the majority are there to do the work we're supposed to do, our passion, our ministry, our mission, then you coming in, Debbie Downer, doesn't do anything for me. It doesn't deter me from doing my job. So I say to those of you in the field of sterilization, processes, profession, those of you who are professional sterile processing people, understand that passion is in you. Nobody can give you passion. You have to come with that yourself. And then you need to learn how to motivate yourself, because you got to come to work. And coming to work, you've got to do a job. And doing the job, you've got to do it the best way you can, to the best of your ability every day. We don't have the pleasure of having a bad day. Because on a bad day, when we don't do our trays and instruments correctly, we could harm somebody. So we don't have the ability to have a bad day. That's like you getting on the plane and the pilot having a bad day. I don't want to be on the plane with the pilot on the bad day. He didn't do the checklist. He didn't make sure the wheels would go down before we took off. And now that we're up 30,000 feet and it's time to come down, he realizes the flaps not going down. It's a little late now. We should have did that before we left. So I don't want him on a bad day. If he's having a bad day, I want him to stay at home. With patience. Want us to have a good day every day. I tell my team sometimes, I say, all of us can't come in and have a bad day the same day now. It's one person at a time. Because if it's 9 of us here and only one is having a bad day, the other 8 can kind of corral the 9th one cajole them into a little bit of joy, because we're going to have to hold the rope that day. We're going to have to hold the line and do what we have to do. But nobody's going to make me be unpassionate about my profession. My integrity does not allow me to let my passion go. It's what I do. It's what I live for. And if you are secure in what you do, what you live for, who you are, why you're here, then nobody can change or take your passion. That's what you give back yourself. And so I say, do things with integrity. Be in the profession because you want to be there, not because of a check. Checks are motivators, but you've got to come every day. And I've been working since 1971. That's a lot of time to come to work in a job that you don't like. Someone wrote, too many consistent bad days breeds apathy or worse. Contempt for the work and patience will be hurt. You're absolutely right. You can't have a bad day every day, and you shouldn't. Anyone that's taught to listen to me understands. I tell you, first of all, keep home and work separate. Because sometimes people are just bringing things from home. They take work home, bring work. I tell people, lock your home life up in your glove compartment before you get out the car. When you get into the hospital, open your lock and take down sterile processing. Put on sterile processing. Come in with the mindset to do the best you can do today. At the end of your shift, put sterile processing in your locker. Go to your car and pull out home. I'm passionate about the work I do. I know how important it is. I understand that I work for the patient, and I need all of the patients to have a good outcome each and every time. Nothing makes me more disheartened than for us to produce a tray that's contaminated in a patient's case, or for us to produce a tray that's missing items that they need to do the case. Because, see, this is what I do. I'm not OCD. I just want things done right. I just believe in doing things right. You know, it's much easier to do things right than it is to do things wrong. And so my passion, my mission, my ministry will not allow me to do things wrong. And my integrity keeps me aware of what's right. And I do what's right even when nobody's looking. So anyone that looks at this and listens to this, this is just my view today from the window about passion in the field of sterilization processes, passion in the profession, and people saying that they're losing it. They don't know if they want to work there anymore. Everybody's not doing the job right. You do the job right. Make sure that you told the powers that be who isn't doing the job right. Tend to yourself. Don't let anybody do anything wrong. You need to report that. But make sure that the product that you're producing is absolutely positively done right. Be happy, be joyful for the work that you're doing. You know, I couldn't go to work every day if I wasn't happy, if I couldn't smile, if I couldn't laugh. You know, we laugh. In my team, we laugh, we smile, we inhale, we exhale, we breathe. But all the while, we make sure that the product we produce, which are sterile trays, or trays who have met the parameters of sterilization for our patient care every day. And we do it with joy. Now, we might be a little more joyful because at the end of 2 weeks, we get paid, but we do it with joy. And you know what? We work together. We've worked on being a team. We don't have to love each other. We don't have to go to the bar and hang out every week, but we work together as a team for the end product, which is a tray that can be used and not cause any harm on the patient. My time is up. To the team that gets it clean. Number one, you're the team that gets it clean. Number two, what you do matters. Number three, passion is all yours. Number four, find some joy in the job that you do. And if you cannot find joy in what you do every day, find something that you like. It's no harm in that. It's no harm in saying, you know what, I really don't like sterile processing. I'm going to go and see what it's like to be a computer programmer. I'm going to see what it's like to go and, I used to manage the Burger King. I'm going to go see what it's like to be a fisherman. Find something that you like. Make it your passion. And you'll be able to work those 30 plus years you have to work unless you become a millionaire. And be happy, be joyful. This has been Sharon Green Golden, and this is the view from my window. Just my Thursday thought. Thank you for watching.
Those in the know SIPS Consults. SIPS Consults is hiring. Confident, competent, and consistent. Starting as a consultant and a volunteer, SIPS has grown into a dynamic group of stellar sterile processing professionals, offering excellent benefits, 401k, and consultant in training program. We are hiring certified technicians, leads, supervisors, interim managers, educators, coordinators. Apply at recruiting@sipsconsults.com or dial 1-866-615-7977.